This is Dr. Sweet on decision making. In this episode, I will cover the 10 questions you should always ask before you make a decision. Now, before we begin, I want you to know that self-awareness is critical to making decisions. Often, we make a decision without really being aware of our process. So take a moment now with me and think of a recent decision you had to make. What steps did you take to make a sound decision? What was the process you went through? Did you have a process? The reason I ask these questions is that it is imperative that we understand that we are only one decision away from a totally different life. Yeah, one decision can either catapult us to the heights of accomplishment or plummet us to the depths of despair. So what I'd like to do with you now, very quickly, is run through the 10 questions. The 10 quick questions you can ask yourself on the spot as you're attempting to make a decision. So go with me now, and we'll start with number 10. Could my decision become habit forming? If so, the answer is easy. Don't do it. Number 9. Is my decision legal? Well, this is a no-brainer. If it isn't legal, don't do it. Number 8. Is my decision safe? If it isn't safe, don't do it. Number 7. Is my decision the right thing to do? Ask yourself. And if the answer is it isn't, don't do it. Number 6. Will my decision stand the test of public scrutiny? If it won't, don't do it. And number 5. If something terrible were to happen as a result of my making this decision, could I defend my actions? If you can't, then don't make that decision. Number 4, ask yourself, is my decision balanced? Is it fair? If it isn't, then don't do it. Number 3, how will this decision make me feel about myself? If the answer is disappointed or lousy, don't do it. Number 2, this is especially important if you're angry, if you're frustrated, and if you feel as if you're going to have to retaliate or react. Does this decision lead to the greatest good for the greatest number? And if it doesn't lead to the greatest good for the greatest number of people, then don't do it. And let's get to number 1, my favorite. Would I do this in front of my mother, my grandmother, or anyone who loves me? And would they approve? If you can't say yes to this, then the answer is don't do it. And there you have it, the 10 questions that you should ask before you make any decision. Now, you may not remember all 10. Maybe your question is it legal? Maybe your question is it safe? Maybe your question is, will my decision withstand public scrutiny? Whatever you choose, have 1 or 2 questions in your mind that you can run through before you make a decision. What you want to be is your best version of yourself based on any decision. And remember, bad decisions are not always the end of everything. Actually, bad decisions help us gain experience. And experience helps us make good decisions. So remember this quote, that good decisions come from experience. And experience comes from making bad decisions. So if you've made a bad decision, don't count yourself out. Learn from it. Use it to help you make a better decision in the future and become a good decision maker. This is Dr. Sweet. Thank you for joining me on the decision-making questions, the 10 decision-making questions you should ask every time you are about to make a decision. In my next episode, I'm going to talk about the 7 steps you can take to really think through making an ethical decision. That's in the next episode. I'm calling it Don't Take the Elevator, Use the 7 Steps. I will see you next time. This is Dr. Sweet, and thank you.